Hi WBC, the pastors were wanting to give you an August update as we think about our Sunday gatherings. As you know, it's been exciting to be able to meet over the last 6 or 8 weeks, at least midweek, with our smaller groups at the church building and a number of our home groups meeting in person. But as you know, we haven't been meeting on a Sunday together because of the restrictions of the 4 square metre rule, which means we only have 63 seats that we can use in our auditorium. We were really hopeful that by this point that rule might be removed and that we would be able to announce that we were meeting again on a Sunday. But as you would have seen in the news over the last couple of days, things are not easing, but rather restrictions are seemingly getting tighter. With 723 cases yesterday in Victoria and 627 today, 18 and then 21 in New South Wales. Masks being recommended on public transport in New South Wales, and even in Woolworths shopping from Monday, things are getting tighter, and it's likely, unfortunately, that the government will restrict further the use of churches and the amount of people we can have in. So in light of that, unfortunately, we're assuming that this term we're unlikely to be able to meet. Now, we understand that other churches have been meeting for 6 or 8 weeks, but they're facing the restrictions of limited numbers, no singing, no food, very difficult to run kids' programs, no opportunity to mingle afterwards. You have to leave and head straight home. And so with all those restrictions continuing, we really feel that it's not going to be as encouraging and inspiring as we would hope to return under those circumstances. So we're aiming this term to continue as we have been, meeting online for our Sunday church services. But we're wanting to address this need. We're all missing the corporate worship, we're missing the fellowship, opportunities together, and we really want to address that. The pastors really long to be back. So we want to be back as soon as we can, but we just feel in light of what's happening, we're just unable to just yet. But we have a plan so that we might address that, we might increase our opportunities to interact in person and have fellowship. And so we want to pitch that to you today and explain what we're hoping to do over this term.
For the last half a dozen weeks or so, a number of groups around the church have been gathering groups of people in people's homes on Sundays to watch the online service together. Sometimes there's a meal and food involved in that kind of fellowship. And that has been almost kind of like a pilot program to see whether this thing could work church-wide. We're at the point, as Rod has said, given the restrictions, that we feel the need to try and encourage as much of that Sunday gathering in clumps in people's homes to happen as we can possibly manage. Our hope is that you and some other people from the church, perhaps from your congregation, might come together on the Sunday, tune in at the same time, watch the video, sing together if you feel that that's appropriate within your home situation, share some fellowship and some encouragement together. We feel like that would be a step in the right direction, and it would start to give us a little bit back of what we're missing in terms of the corporate worship that we haven't been able to engage in for 4 months or so. So we're going to be trying to organise as many of you as possible into those kind of hubs around Wollongong. Doing the online church service together, that may feel too hard, and given people's living situations and family situations, that may be a difficult bridge to cross to do that corporately. And so we're also going to be offering a program, an option whereby you can just connect with other people from the church on Sunday for fellowship. Maybe there'll be a meal involved or some morning tea or whatever it might be. We want to try and facilitate as many of those things happening because we desperately think we need some of this sort of mingling and fellowship and encouragement from one another during this time. So Ken, can you tell us a little bit about how that's actually going to work?
Yeah, as Mark said, some people are already doing this, but we want to coordinate it so that this is an opportunity that everybody can be involved in. So we've set up on the website, there'll be a link if you're watching this through Facebook that you can connect to, click on directly. Otherwise, go to the WBC website, WBC online, click on the link, it'll bring up this form to fill in. It's very, very simple. Just fill in your details, how many people in your family, whether you're willing to host people at your place and how many people you can have over, or whether you would like to go over to someone's place and how many people there is that will be going. We'll coordinate that, try and match up people that have got the similar needs and the similar availabilities, and hopefully next Sunday you won't be doing this alone in your home. You'll be doing it with somebody else, and we'll be able to have that even greater connection on a Sunday. So we would love as many people as possible to respond as soon as possible, so that we can get this starting to be organised in this coming week. Well, hopefully you're excited by this idea. It may raise a whole bunch of questions. This is not something that's a permanent change. This is something that's trying to meet a need in the present. If you've got any questions that you would like answered, what this looks like in practice, then do feel free to get in touch with us to clarify that through that same button on the website, and we'll be in touch with you soon.